Have you ever felt like your brain is kind of like a leaky bucket, where you pour information in and it just seems to spill right back out? Well, that's your memory at work, or sometimes not working. Today, we're going to explore the architecture of this incredible system that really makes you, well, you. Okay, let's get right into it.
Oh man, we have all been there. Just picture it. A student, let's call him Ravi, is sitting in an exam hall staring at a question. He knows he studied the answer. He can almost feel it, but his mind is just a total blank. It's got to be one of the most frustrating feelings in the world, and it raises a huge question that we are absolutely going to answer today.
So Ravi's super frustrating blankout moment, it was a failure in one of these three key stages. See, memory isn't just one thing. It's a whole process with three parts: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Let's break down what each of those really means. Right, so to fix those mental glitches and maybe stop them from happening again, we kind of need to read the user manual for our own brains. So let's open it up and see how this incredible machine is supposed to work. It really all boils down to these three steps. And it's surprisingly a lot like how a computer works. You input some info, you save it, and then you access it later. So let's take a closer look at each step in this mental journey. First up is encoding. Now, this is the gateway to your memory. It's absolutely critical. If you're, say, scrolling on your phone while someone's talking to you, your brain isn't even trying to encode their words. It's like trying to save a blank document. If you don't pay attention, there's literally nothing to remember. Next, we've got storage. So once your brain has encoded that information, it has to find a place to keep it. But the big question is, for how long? A few seconds? A whole lifetime? That's what really matters when we talk about storage. And finally, retrieval. This is it. This is the moment of truth. It's the process of actually getting to the information you've stored. So when Ravi was in that exam hall, his encoding and storage might have been just fine, but his retrieval process, that's what failed him. It just goes to show you, all three stages have to work together perfectly. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. Storage isn't just one big warehouse in your brain. Nope, it's more like a series of holding rooms, and each one has its own rules, its own capacity, and its own time limit. So let's take a tour. So everything you see, hear, or feel, it first passes through your sensory memory. It's this super brief but massive snapshot of the world. Think about the trail of a sparkler in the dark, right? That image that lingers for just a fraction of a second. Yeah, that's your sensory memory at work. And most of this info, it just vanishes, almost instantly. Now, if you actually focus your attention on something, that information moves from sensory memory into your short-term memory. This is your brain's active workspace, what scientists often call working memory. I like to think of it as my brain's little sticky note. The problem is, it's a very small sticky note, and the ink fades in like 20 seconds. If you don't do something with that info, poof, it's gone.
Okay, let's try a little experiment. Look at this number on the screen for a couple of seconds. Go on, try to hold it in your head. 9, 8, 4, 5, 5, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now look away from the screen and try to repeat it.
Kind of tough, wasn't it? That long string of digits probably just totally overwhelmed your brain's little sticky note. This is a perfect demonstration of the natural limits we all have. Our short-term memory just wasn't built to hold that much random information all at once. But here's a super simple hack. What if you saw the number like this, broken up into chunks? 984, 555, 1212. All of a sudden, it's not 10 separate numbers, it's just 3 manageable groups. This technique, it's called chunking, and it works by making things easier for your brain. Instead of 10 items all fighting for space, you've only got 3. It's a really powerful way to work with your brain's limits, not against them. For information to really stick around, it has to make that final journey from short-term memory to this last stage, long-term memory. Think of this like a huge, sprawling library in your mind. It has what seems like an unlimited capacity, and memories stored here, like your first bike ride or the name of your best friend from childhood, they can last an entire lifetime. This table really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? Look at the trade-offs. Sensory memory can take in a ton, but it's gone in a flash. And short-term memory is like a bottleneck with super limited space. So that journey to long-term memory is really a process of filtering and consolidating, making sure that only the most important stuff makes it into the permanent archive. Okay, so if we have this amazing long-term storage system, why do we still forget things? Let's get back to Robbie's problem and look at the common glitches in our memory's architecture.
Forgetting isn't just one thing. As you can see, it happens in a few different ways. Sometimes memories just decay, like an overgrown path in a forest if we don't walk it every once in a while. Other times, they suffer from interference. You know, that thing where you can't remember your old password because the new one just keeps popping up? And see that image of the stormy brain? That's where emotional factors come in. The stress of an exam can create a kind of mental static, making it impossible to find the info you need. This is a very likely culprit in Ravi's case.
Okay, enough about the problems. The best part about understanding this whole system is that you can actually learn to use it better. This isn't just about how memory works, it's about how to make your memory work for you. And that brings us to the most important question of all. Are we just stuck with the memory we're born with, or is it something we can actively strengthen and train, like a muscle? And the answer is a huge, definitive yes. Your memory is not a fixed trait. It is a dynamic skill, and with the right techniques, you can absolutely improve your ability to encode, store, and most importantly, retrieve information when you need it. So here it is. This is your toolkit for building a stronger memory. And the key takeaway here is that these aren't just tricks. There are techniques that work with your brain's natural way of learning. First, you have to pay attention. You can't remember what you never encoded. Then make it meaningful. Don't just memorize random facts. Try to understand why they matter. Connect that new info to things you already know, that's association. And then you've got to practice, right? Regular revision strengthens those memory pathways. By doing this, you're not just memorizing, you're truly learning.
In the end, memory is so much more than just remembering facts for a test. It's the thread that weaves together the entire story of who we are. It connects the experiences that shaped us, the knowledge we use every day, and the person we hope to become. So, what's the most important memory you'll choose to strengthen today?